This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so I'm going to call to order the very first budget meeting of 2021 at 6:36 p.m. So our first thing on the business is election of a chair and vice chair. Last time when we did this virtually, we had staff be the chair and vice chair. But that's really up to you guys. If someone's comfortable doing that, being that person virtually, then anyone can nominate anyone.
I'm sorry, who was the chair last?
Me.
That's what I was thinking.
Does anyone have interest in being the chair? Or would entertain it?
I would like to see Josette as chair again because of our virtual meeting. It's easier for someone who is in City Hall to be able to organize all the various people.
George?
I'll second that. Second.
Okay, are there any other nominations?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Okay, so I guess Stephanie, can you call a roll? What? She nominated you.
There's no motion.
Sorry, can you hear me? Noni, would you like to make a motion?
I'm sorry, what?
Did you make a motion to nominate?
I didn't make it properly as a motion. I will make that as a motion.
Perfect. And George, you're seconding that motion?
I'll second that.
Okay, and you want me to take the roll call for that?
Yes, please.
Okay. Rick Hobart?
Aye.
J.R. Allen?
Aye.
George Tice?
Aye.
Bruce McNair?
Aye.
Dale Webb?
Aye.
Noni Anderson?
Aye.
Donald Norman?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, is there anyone that would be interested in being vice chair? Otherwise, it may be Angie Handegard. Dale?
I'll make a motion to make Angie Handegard the vice chair.
I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Stephanie, can you call the roll?
Donald Norman?
Aye.
Noni Anderson?
Aye.
George Tice?
Aye.
Bruce McNair?
Aye.
Dale Webb?
Aye.
J.R. Allen?
Aye.
Rick Hobart?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, so we'll move on to the next order of business is the budget message. I apologize for the two of you that were quick in picking up your binders. I emailed it to you. The rest of you should have it in your binder. I can either read it aloud, is how I've done it in the past years, or did everyone get a chance to read it and there's no interest in having me read it aloud?
I don't find it in my binder. Oh,
No, you picked yours up early, so I had to email it to you.
Why not just go ahead and read it?
Okay.
yeah, just read it.
So, Budget Committee members, I am pleased to present the proposed fiscal year 2021-2022 City of Vernonia budget for your consideration. An important responsibility of the position of City Administrator is to propose and implement the annual budget. This budget is balanced and maintains current year services into the next year with a limited amount of new spending, primarily for replacement of aging vehicles and installing new equipment. Those details will be discussed when we discuss each fund. To maintain the high-quality staff we currently have and to address the financial discrepancies between what they are currently earning and what their colleagues in comparable cities are making, the general fund does contain a slight increase in salaries. Also in the general fund salaries line item is the cost of the salary for the cemetery/maintenance position as was presented to council. Staff intends to explain to you all these elements during the budget process. There are no other dramatic shifts to reduce or increase city service levels from this current year. The proposed budget maintains the existing service levels despite rising costs. We strive to do this by finding efficiencies, appropriately charging for city services, and by limiting unnecessary spending. I want to begin by thanking Angie Handegard, Finance and Human Resources Manager, for her effort in putting the budget together and making sure it is accurate. Also, much thanks to the city department heads for their input and outlining their department's needs. Community city goals and objectives for fiscal year 21-22. Staff has addressed the main projects of the city in relation to each fund in the specific fund cover sheet. The overall budget summary. The total fiscal year 21-22 proposed budget, including general fund, enterprise funds, and other fund expenditures, is proposed at $5,776,510, compared to $7,873,580 within the current fiscal year. The reason for the decrease is the completion of the new senior center food bank. General fund budget. Basic operations of the general fund include administration, library, and police. The general fund provides funding for daily services most residents recognize and use frequently. The fiscal year 21-22 general fund is proposed at $1,569,245. General fund revenues. Total operating revenues in the general fund, not including cash on hand, are proposed at $1,313,050, which is up $53,277 from the current year. The slight increase is mostly due to property tax estimates increase. All other revenue categories remain relatively flat. Property taxes continue to be the largest share of the general fund revenues. Current year property tax revenues are planned for an increase of $34,000 as estimated by the Columbia County Assessor. The city's permanent tax rate is $5.81 per $1,000 of assessed value for the city of Vernonia. As an example, a house with an assessed value of $150,000 will pay $872.44 in property tax. General fund expenditures. General fund expenditures in this current budget year are $1,632,247. Total general fund expenditure are proposed at $1,569,245 for the next fiscal year, equaling a decrease of 5%. Enterprise funds and other funds. Enterprise funds are funds in which fees are charged and expenditures must be for items that relate directly to the fee to provide service. Revenue brought into an enterprise fund is received for specific use and expended for that use. Enterprise funds include water, sewer, water debt, and sewer. Other funds are budgeted for specific activities or functions within the city of Vernonia. These funds are expected to bring in the revenue required and only expend the expenses necessary. In the past, these other funds have received transfers from the general fund. However, that is a practice we work to avoid. Other funds include airport, building, cemetery, VCLC, SDC, community development block grant, and facilities reserves. Of the above funds, the water and sewer accounts are the largest revenues and expenditures. Most of these funds will remain constant with few changes. Conclusion. This is only a proposed budget. The duty to review and modify this budget as deemed necessary for the best interest of the community falls to the Budget Committee. This budget is a financial plan, which the city follows to provide needed services, city services and programs. I look forward to reviewing the proposed budget with you and wish to thank the staff members who worked on the preparation of this budget. Andy Handegard, Jeff Birch, Michael Connor, and Shannon Rombeck. Respectfully submitted. So our next task is to set for the next meeting or meetings the funds which we would like to peruse. Typically we start with a couple of easy ones or ones that don't have much change, and we typically end the season with general fund, as general fund can be affected by changes you make in the other funds or another line item. So we'd like to do that one last because it does have to do with the 3 categories of staff. So would anyone like to propose which 4 we put on the docket for, what will it be? The 4th?
Did you say only 4?
Well, we usually put, if they're little, we put more. If they're like water and sewer, we're not going to put, right?
Right.
So we usually start with like 4 or 5 little ones and then hit a couple more.
Okay.
JR?
I propose we do airport, cemetery, parks, and streets.
How about the library?
Library's
Part
part
of
of
general fund.
so we try to,
Okay, I understand.
so the proposal is airport, cemetery, parks, and streets.
You asked for 4?
Yeah. Can I get a thumbs up that everyone's okay with that? Okay, so that will be 5, 4. So let's plan the next 4, and then what we'll end up doing is we're gonna post them kind of in an order. So if we get done with those really quickly, we will let the public know by posting them in order that we could potentially move forward with the ones for, is it the 11th? I'm not looking at my calendar.
Yeah.
Okay,
4, 11, 18.
so anyone want to propose the 4 for May 11th? Want to get rid of all the little funds like the debt service, SDCs, timber fund, abatement fund, CDBG?
Yeah, those should go pretty fast. We need at least one that might be a little bit more heavier. See, we combined parks and streets. Those are 2, could be somewhat, might run over on those.
We already have streets in the first round.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying with the combination of parks and streets. Those could be issues in there that,
Oh, yeah.
what I was just looking forward to is, those first bunch that she proposed, those will go really fast. I should say the second bunch. So we should have one that maybe has some meat to it.
So what do you guys think about SDCs, debt service, timber fund, and water?
That'd work for me.
Yeah. That'd work.
For the 11th?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
what if can we kind of try to limit how many meetings the staff associated with a department have to attend? Jeff's gonna have to show up for 3 meetings if we do it that way. In the past, we've done public works all in one night.
So you don't want streets to be, you want that combined?
Well, I mean, if you guys want to do it that way, we can and we will, but typically it's been, we do all the goofy little funds after streets. We kind of cram those all together because they're quick. And then we do the public works ones one night so that Jeff can be there for that meeting and we hash all those things out, because a lot of the things, especially between water and sewer, are shared expenses. And then we do all of the general fund at one meeting. Last year we had 3 meetings, not counting this first one. So, I mean, there's potential that we could do the same by grouping them together that way. Obviously, I mean, it's up to you guys, but that's what we did last year.
Noni?
I thought we just chose airport, cemetery, parks, and streets.
We
So
did.
I'm saying streets should probably go along with other public works. Is that what you're suggesting, Angie?
Well, that's typically what we've done, just so that Jeff can be at that meeting and cover it all at one time instead of making him come in for every budget meeting.
That makes sense. So if we do airport, cemetery, parks, what if we pick up the timber fund?
So, George, did you have something?
As Noni was saying, why don't we take the little ones, like the ones you just mentioned, the debt service, CBDG, timber, and move them to where streets are and put streets in the second meeting. Take the little guys, the little debt services and stuff like that, and put it in the first meeting, take streets out.
Is there a consensus for that?
I couldn't hear them all.
Okay.
Yeah. I heard that important part.
Okay, so let me see if I can propose what George is talking about, because some of these have nothing in them. So what he's proposing is we do airport, cemetery, parks, SDCs, debt service, timber fund, abatement fund, CDBG, sewer rehab, and equipment reserve. Because some of them are zero. They're going to be, look at the page and tentatively adopt. That's not a reason not to just,
Yeah, 3 of them have no budget. We just have to present it.
because it hasn't fallen off the 5-year thing yet, or 4-year thing. So does that work for May 4th? And then May 11th is going to be the heavy load, and that's going to be water, sewer, streets.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll send you, if you're not keeping up with me, if everyone's still okay with it, you're not keeping up, we'll send a schedule out so that everybody can know. Is that okay with everyone?
Yeah.
That should work, and then allow us to do the.
Is that going to fill out a full meeting? Or should we throw another one on there just in case?
But then you don't have any more, then you're just going to, the facility reserves, I think, would be in there. Because, so 511 would be water, sewer, streets, facility reserve funds, and operating reserve funds. Because depending on what you do in a couple of those, you may affect what you're sending to those reserve funds. Even though we have a plan in place and the budget's proposing what the council wanted, the budget committee as a whole could change that. So 511 will include the reserve funds. Then 518 is just library, police, admin, and the closure of the general fund. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Thumbs up.
So we'll send out a schedule. In the email to you all. Does anyone have any questions for tonight?
Did you make?
Go ahead.
Did you make an attempt to get a hold of Sam?
I emailed him last week. I didn't hear anything back.
How about tonight?
I didn't think about it before I left. I'll try to get a hold of him tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, so remember, any questions on the multitude of ones we're doing on the 4th? That would be airport, cemetery, parks, SDCs, debt service, timber fund, abatement fund, CDBG, sewer rehab, and equipment reserve. Please send your questions to financial@vernonia-or.gov so the finance director can answer your questions and share with the whole group what questions were asked. Do you have a day you want that done by so that you can get it out to everybody, Ange, like by Monday? They have to send
I'd like them by Monday morning before the meeting, yeah. And last year you guys did a great job. It worked out terrific to get all those, and then I could just compile one list and send it all out, and it worked out really well. So.
You can also call Donald if you have questions, and she can add that to the mix.
Yes, I'm available by phone for anybody if you want to dig deeper, but yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, if there's no further questions, not seeing any, I will recess this to the next budget committee meeting. We have it on here as May 3rd. Is that right? May 4th at 6:30.
Yeah.
I don't know why my agenda, we doing a lot around here. So we will see everybody May 4th at 6:30. Happy reading.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
All right.